So today I wanted to look back on the remixes I've done throughout the years. I probably started remixing 13 years ago, and I quit like 2 years ago. So I wanted to view like how I managed my songs through the years. Obviously, there'll be a big progression of changes. I think several years ago, I went back and looked at it on my own, and I actually like relabel stuff because I like to label things now. Back in the day, I didn't label anything, so you might find that in a few remixes. I can't look at every song because I lost a lot of my projects through poor file management, and it drives me crazy. I wish that never happened, but yeah, some are lost. So let's get to it, huh? So I started these remixes on Fruity Loops version 5, which was years ago, and I've been using 11 for several years now. 12 came out while 11, while I was still using 11. There were some things about 12 I didn't like, so I never used 12, but I'm kind of forced to use 12 now because my version 11 isn't working well for some reason. So you're gonna see some irregularities in some of the projects. Some of these were obviously used on 11, some were used on version 5, but I never did anything on version 12. So let's begin. I had the opportunity to use an instrumental and the acapella with it, and it just like gives you more freedom to combine whatever you want to with it. So here's just the instrumental. And then here's just the acapella. You kind of need those brass from the actual song. That's what like makes the song good. And then it goes into acapella with my stuff. Pretty simple, just drums and a bass, and obviously the keyboard. I had to recreate. In the bridge part, I created my own piano piece. Everything is distorted. It's kind of weird. And of course, at the end, I used the instrumental of the beginning of the actual song. And that's it. Now this is the mix I like to look at right here. This was, or is, my last remix. And I think I chose a great song to finish off my remixing ways, as one might say it. I don't know if that's how they say it. But man, I got a lot of stuff here. I got 38 tracks. Got H delay over here, R verb, more H delay. Got 2 H delays. One plug is going to all 3 sends here. So I was able to find an acapella version of it. It is a DIY acapella. It was very clean. Oh, there it goes. Computing power not working. Let's go to the piano piece. All I have here is a piano piece and my bass pad going. Look at all the patterns I use. My gosh. This piano part took me a little bit to figure out what I was gonna do. So I kind of like changed the time signature a little bit during it. I didn't change the time signature, but you know, it was. I didn't do the usual 4-bar chord progression change. And let's stop there while the computer can still have some power. So Heaven's one of my favorite songs growing up. I think my brother and we found it, we discovered it, and like we showed it to all my cousins, and they're like, dude, this song is awesome. Then like 2 years later, it ends up being like radio. One of the first remixes I did, so it's a little rough. Limiting quite hard again. Let's turn it off. It's going past 0 dB. Just like most of my remixes. Very simple. Some bass, pad, some leads. The interface at FL is so different to me. But it's a straightforward song. It's essentially the same song. So you probably see all the splices here in the audio files. I had to actually like cut them up and place them to the right tempo. I guess I couldn't figure out what tempo it was. I don't know why. FL Studio couldn't figure it out either, so I just manually did it. The struggles. I love that tweaking thing. Alright, next song. So when this song came out, it's when Britney Spears came back into the picture. She came back strong. So I was like, ooh, let me remix that song, right? And I was able to get the acapella of it. And I was like, we'll use the acapella. We'll make a brand new song. It'll be completely different. And this song is completely different. And this remix, this project, it was a little strange because I had version 5 and then I upgraded to like version 6 or 7. And at the time, my computer was very not powerful. That's why I was using version 5 for so long. And I remixed the song in the newer version, and it got to the point where I couldn't play it anymore because my computer wasn't strong enough. So I would like export it, I would listen to it, the exported version, and then like I take notes, And then I'm like, okay, I'll go back and change it. So I'll go back and change it, export it again, listen to it, see if I like it. And I kept doing that for a long time. So that's another part of the struggle of like, you know, the music, the artists, the technology, the limitations, stuff like that. This is one of my favorite remixes because I took a lot of time on it. So that little hiccup you heard, it's a certain compressor I use. It's a free compressor, and it's right here. It's Comp EQ V. It's a very good compressor. I like it, but it always causes that every time I press play. It's like after a few seconds, it'll like do a little hiccup and go and play, no matter where I start the song. But the mixer isn't how I like it. Back in the day, I used to mix only in the step sequencer area here, so I adjust the volumes over here accordingly and not in the mixer section here. There's no real wrong way of doing it, but the mixer, it kind of shows you better what you're doing and easier to adjust things. And the song's about to start for real. Layers all over the place. And the version I used was still using the legacy blocks. That's why it still looks like that. That's why you have that locked little icon there. But it doesn't know what's locked, because right here we have this, and we also have some envelopes going on. Crash is red. Did not find it. Oh, all right, that's about it. It's a pretty good remix. I like it, and that's the story of it. So this was probably my first remix I actually released into the public, and this song is, what was it, the 90s, I think, when it came out, if not early 2000s. And it's been remixed like a million times. So I was like, should I even remix this? But then at the time I was learning and I wanted to do things, and I like this song, I like other songs, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, we'll do it. We'll test it out. Because it was my first remix, it's like heavily over 0 dB. It's distorting right now. And when I came back to look at it, I was like, I would throw a limiter on it, right? That doesn't fix anything. You have to actually go back and mix it yourself, which I didn't want to do. Look at this, label 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my god. But the acapella version. And I only use the guy singing. Oh, it's still distorting. I can hear it. No, it's not enough. Oh! What's happening? Pitch change. So that's another thing that was weird. Importing an old version project into a new version of FL Studio. Like, the pitches would just decide to change on you. And I didn't go and change this apparently, so let's see here. Current project. Remote control, omni-channel. So I'm gonna reset this. There we go. And that fixed it. So the pitch was being automated from the traditional to like a little bit higher, as you heard. So that's my first remix. Let's save that. It's Friday. So a little story about this remix. I started off, believe it or not, I was like a break dancer, right? And we're listening to DJs that started this Asian break thing. That's why like I started too, cause like, but when I fell into it, it was dying out, and now it's like I don't know if it's dead or not. I have no clue. It probably is, but I really liked it. And there was one DJ, I think it was DJ Curvy. If you know DJ Curvy, classic. He did a lot of the mega mixes, like of his remixes in the beginning song. Like he would combine them together, and it was like really popular. And I was like, it was probably like a few years down the line after I started remixing music, and I was like, I should do one like that, you know? It'd be pretty cool. It'd be an interesting project. It was quite the task. I was using version 5 again, and let's just see this. I used, oh, look at this, 58 tracks, probably more than that, because like these aren't like sorted properly, and it was quite an ordeal. So much automation also. And so when the time I was doing that, when I thought about it, the wonderful song Friday from Rebecca Black was released, and I was like, I'm gonna remix that song and make it a joke in the beginning, right, and then turn it real. And so I did that, and then every time I play at parties, which I actually did, like everyone's like, oh yeah, it sounds cool, and then Rebecca Black comes in, and they're like, what the heck is this? And I was just like, I love it. Then it goes into to Usher's song, and then like just like some other cool songs like that. Oh, she's coming in. She's coming in. I'm waking up in the morning. I'm sorry. I just think this song's awesome. You know what I mean when I mean awesome, right? Yeah. But we get to the part where the song's like gonna end. So the first chorus ends. We get some Usher in there. And everyone goes crazy. The crowd goes wild when they hear that. They're like, oh, Snapples. Snapples. So in honesty, I should have made those two songs shorter, and this next one too, which is Linkin Park and Jay-Z. The song's compressing like crazy. I don't know what, because I don't have a limiter on my master. So. But the Linkin Park part, like, my music was so off note, which drove me crazy. It didn't match. Then I love this old classic rave song here. That's from Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, Auburn. The river flows in. At this time, the song was a very popular song, and I was like, I'll throw it in, you know. I learned how to play it, which is very easy, by the way. And I liked it, and I had my little pad go in, like filtering low pass, you know, going in, and it sounded good. Simple. Then we got some Backstreet Boys, and that's about it. My first mega mix, and probably my last. When I did it, I was like, that's it. I'm sticking with one song at a time. You know, if I ever get inspired to do it, we'll see. But obviously I've quit remixing, so I can't do it anymore. Next song. So at this time, K-pop was like super big. I mean, I guess it still is. I don't know if it is. I don't keep in touch with K-pop. And Bigbang was like top of the notch up there, right? One of it at least. I'm not gonna like start an argument with the K-pop lovers and be like, Bigbang was the best, ha ha ha. And 21 was like up there too. So they combined forces, and I was like, this is a pretty cool song. Let me remix it. And I was able to get the instrumental and the acapella. And I was like, great. Now I can like combine it very well and very clean. And it's one of my cleanest songs and one of my favorite remixes I did. And this was also when I discovered sidechaining. After I discovered sidechaining, I did it on everything. Of course, I had limits. I know when to not use it. So advantage of instrumentals and acapellas. So here's the acapella, here's the instrumental. I could just like turn acapella off, and then I just hear instrumental. I could hear both off. Acapella only. But we need the instrumental. Oh, okay, so this WAV file here, it says Lollipop sequence. So at the time, I didn't know how to create good sounding synths, specifically the trance ones like this. So what I did was, in FL Studio 5, they gave you that demo of Maybe, the song called Maybe from Toby, and he created that synth. So I would go in it, and I would go and I would change the tempo to the tempo I need, and I would play the notes of what I wanted, and like I would export it out and then import it into this project. So once I did it, like I was committed, and that was it. I was done. I couldn't change it anymore because like I did not save the project of creating that sequence, the arpeggio, which was super dumb of me. But then I liked it, so I was like, I'm keeping it. Now I was just smart, so I just saved that as a preset, and like I would open it up every time and just create it myself. So, you know, you learn things through time, and you do things to complete it. Just one of that situations. But that's Lollipop. Now this was a popular song, and it was remixed like so many times by the breakbeat artists. I was like, I'll give it a shot. I was about to DJ this one party. My buddy wanted me to DJ, and I was like, usually when I DJ a party, I remix a new song for it, and this is one of the songs I did. And I was like, we'll do Sarina Paris because, you know, it's a popular song. So I made it really party-like, really like, you know, clubbing. I didn't do my artistic, calm, ambient style. Then I added in. Yep, one of the synths has changed pitch. Which one is it? There it is. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. There it goes, it just changed again. Why do you keep changing? Okay. But that's that. It's a pretty simple song. It was a simple mix. I think I did it in like 2 days, so there wasn't any fine tuning, anything like that. Another Bigbang song, I know, but I think I did this song before I did Lollipop. I don't remember. And this is the English version too. Let's just hear how bad it is. Oh, instantly the limiter is just going crazy. Another early mixes of mine where I thought the limiter will fix everything. Limiter doesn't fix everything. If you're gonna mix something, mix it. Take the time. So if we turn it off, it's going wow up to like 10 maybe. But not much in it. Mostly percussion and then a few instruments. So this song it's pretty simple. I kept it mostly what it is, just doing my bass and some plucks. Here we go. Some strings. This is my favorite part here. Oh, some pitch changing. No, this is my favorite part here. So I threw some piano in this part. So I was like, this is it's like a third verse almost. But that's that. So it was at this point when I advanced a little bit in the music creation process, and I was like, my songs just like start out without an introduction. Like just bam starts out, and I was like, I should start like making an introduction. And I was looking back into my more popular songs like Bigbang here, Make Love, and I was like, let's make an intro mix to it. You know, not just a regular introduction, but like an intro mix itself. So I did that, and it added, you know, like a minute to it, I think. Then I actually mixed it. I sent these to the mixer, and I leveled it accordingly. It was still essentially mixed into the step sequencer, as you can see here. But I had to throw everything down because you heard earlier it was like going beyond 0 dB. And at this point, I discovered how to make that swish noise using white noise. And I started adding it to like everything. And then sidechaining it too. You learn something, you start using it, right? That's how things go. And then you realize like, oh, I'm using it too much. And it's the same remix. It's quieter to the ear because it's not going past 0 dB anymore. I still have my limiter there, but it's like not doing anything really. So that's intro mix. This song, at the time I was taking requests from a lot of people, a lot of like listeners of mine, and I'm Hmong, and some Hmong people were like, dude, you gotta do Me Nong, man. It's like the best song in the world, right? I was like, oh, okay, I'll go check it out. And I went and listened to it, and I was like, they like this song? I'm not a fan of the song. I'm sorry, everyone, but I'm not a fan of the song. But I was like, but I'll do it. You know, they requested it. I'll do it. I'll find a way to make it, you know, so I like it. So, and I remixed it. And I still don't really like the song. The remix is okay, but the song is kind of bland to me. Like, there's not much to it. There's no rising and lowering of like storytelling within the song. So it's about almost a 1 minute intro. There's that pocket limiter. Looks like I've mixed it better though. It's not going crazy up to 5 dB of reduction. Oh, there it goes. Up to 3. Let's go to the chorus part. But this song, after I remixed it, like, everyone loved it, apparently. And I was like, wow, this song is loved by everyone, you know? And a buddy of mine, like, when he first heard the remix, like my remix, and he's like, dude, if you play this at a Hmong party for all the younglings, they're gonna start singing to it. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. And I was like, I'll test it out, right? And I did it, like I did it not in the beginning of the party, obviously, like more towards the middle or towards the end, because like every time I DJ, it's usually hip hop, and I throw trance at the end, trance / breakbeat or my remixes. And I threw the song, and everyone was singing at this one Arkansas New Year party I did, and I was like, this is crazy. This, like, some guy next to me, he just got married because he just got married. And he was just like singing, like, I was like, dude, this is wild, man. And apparently, like, it reached out like to the whole nation or something. Like, everyone heard it or something. I was like, that's nice. That's pretty cool. Pretty proud of myself. My light just went out. So this is when Katy Perry was like really popular, right? Like, not like she isn't still. But I was like, this song's not bad. I think it's when she like just broke up with someone, which is like everyone's song, right? When you break up with someone, like every country song out there. And I was like, oh, well, let's remix it then. So I was able to get I was able to get a hold of the instrumental only though, no acapella. Wow, is that it? Okay, I got some layers here. Got so many snares. Automation. Let's go. Oh. What? Okay. It's a simple mix. But being limited like crazy, being compressed. Oh wow, look at that, okay. I wasn't good at mixing yet. But look, I got labels here. It's an F major, verse 1, chorus 1, verse 2, chorus 2, bridge. Chorus 3, outro. So I was able to like make an instrumental instrument, you know. But that's about it. It's not much more than that with the remix. So this is when I think when Bigbang, I think everyone went to be their own artist. And I was in Wisconsin at the time learning audio engineering, so I was becoming a better mixer, hopefully. And this song came out and I was like, I'll make a remix. And as I was doing the remix, I was like, I would like some of these instruments to pop up more. And in order for me to do that, I like kind of recreated the instruments, like the piano. And of course, I also have like my own bass line and stuff like that. So I ended up recreating the song essentially. Of course, the instruments that I use, it's not going to sound exactly the same as the actual instruments in the song. But I essentially created the song again with my drums, of course. So this part right here in the song is really nice because like it's just Taeyang singing it, no instruments. I was a bit manipulating. So this song in general, not a remix, but this song is interesting because the chorus is like so much longer than the verse, and that's so weird. Like, it's kind of weird to me. Not that pop style that you would usually create. So if I get rid of this, essentially recreated, even to that synth. But that's about it. Even that synth part there, I recreated. So I think I sidechained this. It's a distorted, almost guitar sounding synth. Look at all of those faders move. Oh man. Blackfish, that was like my favorite plugin back then. I don't know why I never clicked the stereo button. That just made it sound better, but whatever. My sidechain craze. But that's it. That's tomorrow. Today. When this song came out, my cousin showed it to me, right? And he's like, dude, check this song out, right? So he sent me the music video. And I instantly listened to it. And, you know, the music video, Taeyang, he starts out playing the grand piano. The first thing I said was, that does not sound like a grand piano. Dang yous. But other than that, I was like, this song's not bad. Like, this song like became so popular to everyone. And I was like, I'll remix it before everyone else does. I don't know if I was like the first one to do this type of remix of it, but I remixed it and I was like, this is a pretty good remix, and I think it got kind of popular. That heavy compression. Oh, it is off. I'm an idiot. But everything else is compressed like crazy. I kind of created some of the synths in here, also the instruments. Like, did I? I don't know. I did, yeah. Obviously the piano, then the synth here. I kind of, recreated it. And since the song was like, 60 beats per minute, probably less, 134 divided by 2, I don't know. I just like essentially double timed it with the drums and everything else. And this was a song when if you play in the club, this remix, like everyone loved it. And I was like, this is so nice. When you get that feeling of them dancing to your remixes or your music, it's like, mint chocolate chip ice cream, Let's go to the bridge. Here's another instance of me creating an arpeggio through another project file, exporting it and bringing it in here. But yeah, that's Wedding Dress. So again, I was at that time when I was like, I should make introductions to my song, and I was like, let's do an intro version since I love trance. Trance has intro versions to their songs once in a while. So I was like, let's do it to Wedding Dress, one of the songs I liked. Oh my god, none of these are labeled. None of these are labeled. I'm a terrible person. How did I not label these? But I labeled the other one. Okay. But it starts off a soft synth, and there's some pianos. You get that bass, and you got some percussion coming in, and then it's about to start again. Oh, right here. This little gem. And that's it. It's just the same remix. It's just like, what, 2 minutes longer now? So this legitimately is my favorite remix. First off, because the song itself is good and about 80% of the song is still in it. And I was like, let's remix it, man. Like, this is a great sounding song. It's great and chill. Let's do it. So I did it. And I had an introduction, right? I finally did it. Let's start off with this song, I guess. But the intro was, it's just a reversed part of the end. But it matched very well. Like, It's that tail, beginning, end, you know, thing. Oh, and look, and it's mixed properly. Oh, you gotta love that. Nothing's being over compressed. Oh no, this is me on. There we go. It was super quiet. Oh, because I mixed it properly. But yeah, my levels are good. I'm not like crushing anything. Oh, compressor's off again. I gotta look at things more. Obviously, I extended the beginning. I added some synths here. Oh no, that's not it. Beep. I live with it, beep. Very simple. Just 8 measures of just that. Two notes. But it's essentially the same song, just extended, and my drums, and a few little synths. There's my second version of the beeps. But yeah, my favorite remix. But that's about it. What else can I say? Those are my remixes. A lot of my remixes I don't have anymore because file management. I wasn't good at that at a younger age, and now everything's backed up to like 5 sources. But as I take a look at like how I progressed from the remixing days into like more non-remixing, but more just kind of, what am I talking about? But that's a look at the starting days of my remixing up to like the more advanced remixing days, and then to the last song that I remixed. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.